Morning. Okay, here we go. So, I had an epiphany this morning, and I think that the word of the month for next month should be persistent instead of consistent. Good morning, Brandy. For one simple reason, consistency means doing things over and over and over again the same way, right? Which is what we want to do. But being persistent means to do things over and over and over again in the same way. Good morning, Mary. In spite of challenges and obstacles that get in our way. So, I am changing the word of the month starting tomorrow to persistent instead of consistent. Because the reason why we're not consistent with everything is because of the obstacles and challenges that get our way. So let's change it to persistent. So that's what I came up with this morning, actually, while I was in the middle of doing my makeup. And Mary, by the way, I want to say thank you so much again for introducing me to number 7. My life has changed so much since number 7. It's ridiculous. Those by far are the best cosmetics I have ever used and actually make me want to put them on every morning. So, and the new foundation they have, just above the wall. Everything. I love it. So, okay. So, we're going to try to tackle 2 things today. This morning, we're going to talk about the end of the month wrap up because today's the last day of May. And we're going to finish that discussion tonight. And then we're also going to do our morning run through. So, end of the month wrap up. Okay, so take a look back at this month. What are you proud of yourself for? I know we can pick apart every little thing that we have not done, but what are you proud of yourself for? We need to start looking at those things as opposed to other things. So, what are you proud of yourself for? What have you done that you really are just amazed at yourself for? It can be the littlest thing. It can be getting dressed to shoes every single day. But look at the month and just find things that you're proud of yourself for and write them down on your calendar. Look ahead to next month. What are we going to take from this month and move it into next month? Hopefully, since today is the last day of the month, you have gone through and you have synced all your calendars so far. You know what you need to do. You've got a plan in place for next month. You know what cards need to be bought, when they need to be sent out. I will send literally all of mine out tomorrow. That includes Father's Day, which is at the end of the month, my mom and dad's anniversary, and all that wonderful stuff, because that way I know they're out and everything like that. So, you okay, buddy? Your leg? Oh, you're just not having a good morning. This poor kid started with another coughing fit like 20 minutes ago. It was horrendous. So, and then how are you going to be persistent? What are the things that you want to be persistent about this upcoming month? We want to really focus on one thing. You can have a list. I want to be persistent with studying. I want to be persistent with the weekly home blessing. I want to be persistent with getting my kids up and out the door, or my kids to bed on time, as we now face those challenges heading into summer. So there's a lot of things we can want to be persistent about, but we need to take it one thing at a time, because all in good time. All right. So Today's daily focus is to tie up loose ends. Now, we can do this with the week as well as the month, since today is the last day of the month. So, making sure all your bills are out, making sure all that stuff is done, um, making sure all checks are deposited, making sure we have any appointments set up that we need to, making sure that we know everything is going to be done, making any phone calls, filling out any paperwork, um, filing any paperwork that we need to that we haven't done this week. With kiddos coming home, there's a lot of paperwork that starts to come home at the end of the year. My solution for a lot of this paperwork is give it to relatives. Let them bask in the joy of your kid. Pick your favorite ones. I do that every year. I pick a sample of writing, a sample of math, and a sample of art for just a second. I keep it in a book, and then at the end of the year, or the end of the school year, he's going to have this book of how he's grown from kindergarten through 12th grade. Okay, so here we go. Are we dressed to shoes, hair, and face today? Or at least close to it? My kiddo, not so much, but that's okay. Do we have our plan in place for eating all our meals, drinking all our water, taking all our meds? I've already had my 2 glasses of water. I'm on my tea. And we are definitely having fish today because I've pulled it out and it is now thawing out. So I don't care. We're having fish today. All right. Loving movement. What are we going to do today for our loving movement to show our bodies that we love ourselves? We're probably going to go for a walk. Hopefully, we're going to go to Rufus Sports today. Good morning, Belinda. And pamper. What's our pamper? I was so mad last night. I decided I'm going to get back going on My Handmaid's Tale. And I went on Hulu, and season 1 is gone. Now I've read the book, so as long as they've stuck close enough to the book, I should be good, but I'm bummed. So, okay. So that's everything for us and the kids for self-care. Please don't skimp over the self-care. It is so utterly important to you and being who you are and everything like that. So here we go. Cleaning, weekly home blessing. Tonight, once again, we will do some weekly home blessing. They all have strawberries, but it just might not be a lot. Okay. Make your bed, preferably with nobody in it. Swish and swipe. I did it in the middle of doing my makeup. I will do it again tonight on the live. Laundry, sort, wash, dry, fold, put away. I want you to do each one of those steps today and feel better, because that is the one thing that will build up very, very fast if we don't stay on top of it and do it daily. Hot spots, 3 of them, 2 minutes each. I will do another one this evening with you guys. Room rescues, 3 of them, 5 minutes each. Once again, I will do one with you guys this evening. The mission for today, very, very easy mission, is to place something pretty in your living room. I will be doing, I don't know if it's going to be this afternoon or this evening, but I am going to go through and do every single mission, but cutting it down to 5 minutes. Okay, so that way for those of us that work out of the home that are having a very hard time, no, no, I have not. Ooh, beautiful. Send me a picture, please, Mary. Um, my room when I was a kid was a mess. My parents had to stay on top of me constantly for my schoolwork. In my home, if you brought home anything under an A, you were in trouble. Um, Plus activities and stuff like that. I was in 4 different dance classes. My brother had his activities. Um, I had a very, very, very bad first marriage that caused me to sink into cleaning to escape. Um, and I've always been a very, very traditional housewife, whether I work in the home or not. And my ex husband pretty much required a strict schedule. When that marriage went away, I needed to pull myself out of the darkness and start focusing on myself. Um, there is a country song that is on right now, and I don't know who sings it. Um, but one of the lines in the song is, I miss me more. And that's kind of how it was when I got out of my bad marriage. Um, I was young when I got married. You know, we shouldn't have done it, but we did it. I shouldn't have done it. My dad has made comments over and over again that he can't believe that me being as strong as I am put up with that. But I was young and stupid. Uh, and not young and stupid. I was young and not confident and scared. So when I left him, or he left me, and we didn't, I had to find myself. And that's when I became self-disciplined. That's when I found comfort in my routines. I found comfort in stuff. I had to learn to stop cleaning, which was very, very hard. I remember I was cleaning something one day, and Juan looked at me and he's like, honey, you're not going to get that any cleaner. And that's when I realized I had a problem. So then I found Fly Lady. So that's a little bit on how I became self-disciplined. It was basically out of a need to find myself. And that was only 12 years ago. So I've always been organized, minus when I was a little kid. I've always been organized, but I have not always been self-disciplined. Kids, just try to get them to make their bed before they go to school. All right, AM, what are your 3 goals? Okay, mine was hair, makeup, and plank. Now mine is plank, grocery list, and Juan's lunch. What is for dinner? We're having tilapia with Brussels sprouts and a wild rice mix. It's really yummy. And then what appointments do you have for today? So, kids, just make sure their schoolwork is in that backpack. Today is Friday. We're getting close to the end of school year. Make sure everything is going back, getting done, getting checked off. I find it absolutely silly that they're still handing out schoolwork. Just sex school is in, but I've talked to a couple other moms that they need to turn in because nothing now is getting graded. So, Melinda, I changed the word of the month for next month. and I actually need to redo the video now. I'm making it persistent as opposed to consistent, because being persistent is being consistent in spite of challenges and obstacles that get in our way. So I changed the word. But like I said, I'm going to redo the video that's coming out tomorrow, so that way it puts it up there as persistent. So, because that's the problem. We have life that comes up, and we can use life, especially if it's something we don't want to do, as an excuse to not be consistent in what we're doing. So let's shove life off and prove to life that we can be consistent no matter what it throws at us. And we're going to be persistent at whatever we choose to do. It's a mind game. It really, really is. It is truly a mind game. It is just convincing our mind that we can do it. And we don't do that by saying, I can't do this. I'm just trying to do okay. So at night, we sit down, we watch TV, we don't get anything done. We need to be studying. Well, we're not going to tell our brains, and we're not going to say, I need to stop watching TV. Okay. We're not going to say, I'm going to stop watching TV. That's not going to work. Brain's going to go into defensive mode. It's not going to happen. Okay. I got to stop watching TV. I'm going to study. No, don't say that. It's a manner of, okay, I'm going to study for a little while, 15 minutes, and then I can go watch TV. So you're not changing a habit you have right now. You are adding a positive one. It's not, I'm going to stop doing this. I can't do this. Oh, cool. That's awesome. When we decide that we have a bad habit, or here we go, smoking. I'm a smoker. Okay, I'm not going to hide that. I'm a smoker. Instead of me saying, I'm not going to smoke, right? Because that means, pow, holy cow, what are we going to do now? Oh my God, I'm going to have cravings. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. This is going to happen. I've already lost the battle. I've already lost the battle for smoking before I've ever even tried. So instead of saying that, it's, okay, when I get up, I'm going to do my hair and I'm going to do my makeup first. Then I'm going to get dressed. And then I'm going to come out and I'm going to start my tea. And then I'm going to make sure I'm set up for this. So it's all those things that then push that cigarette back, because I want to accomplish those new things first. Drinking pop. I don't drink pop, but I used to drink pop. And it was a matter of, I didn't say I was going to stop drinking pop, but I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to have water now. I'm going to have water now. So it wasn't stop, it was start. It's all about changing negativity into positivity. You don't want to try and convince your brain you got to stop doing something that your brain is already comfortable doing. Because the minute you do that, your brain goes into defensive mode and everything stops. Your decision-making center, and I forgot the word for it, it stops. It goes into overload. You got sparks and everything flying out of it. So you don't challenge that. You add to it. So Instead of saying, I'm going to stop eating fast food, it's, I'm going to start eating a little healthier for this meal. And so you're introducing something new without saying you're stopping something old. And that helps every single time. But, um, and try. That's all you can do. The biggest thing I want you guys to know when it comes to being persistent, consistent, whatever, getting rid of bad habits, is they're going to creep back. And you've got to say, okay, today, fine. Tomorrow, I'm going to start back again. So don't stop, right? We don't think about things that way. We think about, I got to change this. No, I'm not going to change anything. Here we go. I have a client, and she was sick of watching TV after meals, and she kept trying to stop watching TV. And the more she tried, the worse it got. Okay? So instead, I told her, well, what do you want to be doing? She's like, I wanna go upstairs, I wanna wash my face, I wanna read, I wanna do this. I said, okay. So then after dinner, you're gonna go upstairs, wash your face, and do all this. She said, so I stopped TV. I said, I never said that. I said, you're gonna go upstairs, you're gonna wash your face, you're gonna read, and you're gonna relax. She's like, but I don't have TV upstairs. I said, exactly. You're not telling your brain you're gonna stop watching TV at night because that was a habit. You're telling your brain that you're now going to go upstairs, you're going to wash your face, you're going to read, you're going to get comfortable. And guess what? She has not watched a single night of TV since we started doing that. Because you don't get rid of the old will just go away eventually. You begin something new. Our brains are very, very powerful objects. Ooh, squirrel. They have the ability to have us achieve something or have us fail at something without us even knowing it. When, I've talked over and over again, and Rachel Hollis talks about this all the time too, and I feel kind of cool that I agree with her on so many things. Um, and, I was listening to her book, and I'm like, but I say that all the time. Thank you, Mary. And I'm also talking to me directly. I'm reading this book, right, by this famous author. She sold millions of books. And she says the exact same thing I say. Why do we get upset if a friend or a family member breaks a promise to us? But we don't get upset when we break a promise to ourselves. What if you had a great night out planned, right? Something that was going to be amazing and awesome, and you were going with your best friend, and your best friend called you and said, yeah, it sounds like fun, but I'm going to sit home and watch reruns of TV. How would you feel? Or if, you were going to be going out and they're like, yeah, I decided to go out for ice cream instead. But we made a promise. We had this. Why, now think about us. We're going to exercise. We're going to study. We're going to do this after blah, blah, blah. And then we go and do something else. Why is it okay to break a promise to ourselves? But it's not okay, right? We are important. We are the most important person in our lives. Stop breaking promises to yourself. You're not going to get anywhere that way. You are worth keeping that promise. Yes, all the time. All the time. And that is when I put time limits on the most important thing, because the most important thing is usually the thing that you don't want to do the most. So when you have a project like that, and it's a big project, and I know what you're talking about, so I'm going to kind of tailor it to that. You need, your brain is overloaded by or at least for me, okay, this is all the way I see things, so it might not be exactly the way you see things. The brain is overloaded by the immense weight of this project and how am I going to get it done? You just, it's like, no, that's too much. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get overwhelmed. And what if I fail? And what if this? You're already defeating yourself before you started. So if you set that all important timer and say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do this project for 10 minutes. Okay, go swish and swipe and then go do the project. Make that promise to yourself. I'm going to swish and swipe and then I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. Because it's all about how much. Because if all you're saying is, I'm going to sit down and study, there's no end time. There's nothing that says anything that is little about it. It's just, I'm going to study. Your brain is going, whoa, we got to finish this whole thing right away. No, we can't do that. Let's go find something else to do. We're going to go run and hide. Okay. We're not going to run and hide. We're going to do it for 5 minutes. We're going to do it for 10 minutes. Whatever time limit you set, do not make it over 10 minutes. I'm even going to go away from Fly Ladies 15. I'm going to go with 10. Whatever time limit you set, that is how long you're going to study. That's it. And you're going to do it, put it on the list. What I found too is linking something you don't like to do with something that you like to do helps. If this, then this. If this, then that. Sometimes we can do the thing that we like to do first, and then, check out. You're going to check out. You're going to do anything that you can do so you don't have to do that project. You will be doing projects in your home that you never would have wanted to do just so you can stay away from that big old project. Don't make it a big project. You're going to do 10 minutes. You're going to do 5 minutes. But you're going to do it daily. But don't even think about doing it daily. When I've started yoga over, I don't know, maybe about 30 times now since I started it. And the key to me being consistent with it, or persistent with it, is to say, I'm only going to do it today. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do it every day for the rest of my life, because then I get overwhelmed. But if I say I'm only going to do it today, I can do it today. So I roll out the mat and I do it today. And then tomorrow I say, I'm going to do that today. And I roll out the mat and I do it. And then the next day, I'm only going to do this today. And I roll out the mat and I do it. And pretty soon, once you know it, you've linked it. So you've got to just change the way your brain looks at things. We will finish this discussion tonight. I really hate to go at this point because we were having a great discussion about it. But I got a session. So I got a boot. we will talk more about this tonight. Brandy, are you going to be able to be here? Honey, I'm 45 years old. And the biggest thing to learn is how to learn. And some people don't learn how to learn until they're in their 60s. So we will talk more about this tonight. Getting overwhelmed, making decisions and stuff like that. Like I said, I got to go. I will see you guys tonight in 11 and a half hours. Have a great one. Remember, positive thoughts. Okay? See you later. Oh, the whole like, share, subscribe dealio. You know it.
You would like